What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Demi Love.
And Mama Lolly.
And this is Everything But the Bullshit. What up?
What's up, y'all?
What up, y'all? Welcome back to the EBTBS Lounge. It's your girl, Demi Love.
And Mama Lolly.
And we're here with episode 8. I deliver motivation. We're going to talk about it today.
Yes.
Because motivation is key for any of us to move forward.
Everybody needs it,
in life. For us to get anywhere that we're trying to go, for us to achieve any goal that we're trying to achieve, you need motivation. But so many of us lack that shit.
Right.
And we don't talk about it.
It is hard.
It is hard. It is. And the thing is, it's hard for a lot of us, but a lot of us won't admit it. So we feel like we alone. We feel like we don't have anyone that would truly understand. And then you got the mixed up bunch that feel like no one will understand, and then they don't want to try to allow anyone to understand.
Or maybe they don't understand what type of motivation they actually need.
That's true.
And then they find themselves finding toxic motivation.
Oh, that part.
And it's that part for me. It's like, do you really need to go that far?
Yeah.
Or do you just not understand that there are certain levels and different styles of motivation that could benefit you better than someone digging at you?
That part.
So yeah.
That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about motivation. But before we get into all of that, as always, make sure you guys are following us on social media. Facebook, Everything But the BS. Twitter and Instagram alike at EBTBS_. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You ring that bell so that you always know when we drop something hot, when we in the lounge. We got so much shit coming up for this year. So you need to make sure you're thinking it. Make sure you're sharing it with all your friends. Make sure you're getting your lounge merch. Like, have you been to the online store yet? What are you doing?
I'm waiting for
What are you doing?
coming now.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Get them. We got the
wait.
pullovers, we got the shirts, we got the masks, we got the tumblers, we got the mugs, we got the keychains. Get your gear.
It's so cute.
www.everythingbutthebull.com. It's there. Shout out to our official EBTBS distributor, Bread Creation 757. She the one getting all your merch together and sent out to you. Thank you for all of your hard work and your love. We appreciate you.
She's a Black-owned business as well, so
yes,
Black History Month.
Because she had that motivation.
Exactly.
She had that motivation to keep it pushing. So let's get into it. Like, we were sitting down talking, just in general, of how motivation a lot of times is the biggest thing that people lack. And we talk about it so much because it's talked about a lot. We got songs for it and shit, but a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people don't know how to go about achieving it. You got a lot of people that are waiting for others to give it to them so that they can do it. They're waiting for others to go along with them so that it can get done. You know, it's so many different roads you can travel when you speak about motivation in a positive and a negative way. And it seems like people take the negative way more than they do the positive. And sometimes it's voluntarily and sometimes it's involuntarily. You know, sometimes people just throw roadblocks without realizing it.
Yeah,
subconsciously.
Subconsciously, they're their own roadblocks.
They're their own roadblocks.
And they're not seeing how they can, get out of their own way.
That part.
And yeah, we've struggled with that. There are plenty of times when, Even with making this podcast.
That part.
We've had those twinges of doubt.
The fact that it's now here, but it didn't just happen.
Right.
This is something I knew I wanted to do back in 2010. As I can think back as early as that. But I'm pretty sure that it goes a lot deeper than that. And all the businesses that I have, those were things that I had already said I wanted to do from a child. But I lacked that motivation to do it. I doubted myself a lot. And a lot of times it was me self-inflicting it. And then other times it was me allowing others to inflict it on me and make me feel low and make me feel like I can't do that. That's too much for me. That's far-fetched for me. Oh, they right. I'ma just abandon it. I'm not gonna finish it. I'm not gonna complete it. I'm not gonna stick to it. And I ate those words. And I kept eating them. I just kept eating them from breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Until I got to a point where I was like, you know what? This is trash. Like, what is this?
You start to realize, like, well, wait a minute. But I can do this. I've seen this person do it and that person do it. And if, you know, whether I know that person or not, it's like, it doesn't seem like it's that hard.
Right.
So why not?
And even if it is that hard, I feel like I'm up for the challenge. Yeah. I know that I can still achieve that. I can recognize the hard work behind it, but I'm down for it.
Right.
I'm able to do it. I'm able to comprehend it. I'm able to accomplish it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. It's that part.
Right.
It's that part in a whole of being able to say that and really hold that and feel that. And we have to understand we all have to travel down our own roads of motivation. Motivation is a road.
Yeah.
It is a road that splits off in so many different directions, and we all have to travel down our roads accordingly. We try to help people. We try to move them down to our paths, you know, sometimes, whether it be for positive reasons or negative reasons. We typically try to move people down our paths. And sometimes those people do pop up to help you, to be that light. And sometimes people pop up to be that distraction from you completing down your road. But you have to figure out what you're going to do at some point. And I finally figured out I'm going to be my own motivation. What do I need to be my motivation? What is something that I'm going to love and cherish and care about so deep?
Be passionate about to keep going and keep
persevering. That is going to motivate me within itself to not let it go. What is that? And I had to find that. I had to find that for myself. Now I did, you know, me being the spiritual being I am, I did have the universe helping me a lot with the way that it was shifting and moving people out of my life and putting people into my life. And the caliber of people that were being put into my life, the caliber of people that were being put into my psyche. It was that part that further fueled the motivation of, I can do this. This is obtainable. Right. This is not far-fetched. Because as we was talking earlier, I feel like a lot of times we forget that all these celebrities, all these rich folks were regular ass people at one point.
Right. But it was all about how you felt about what you were going to do. And also the people that you put around you, like you just said.
That part.
Some people are in your life for a reason. They might be in your life for a season. And it's up to you to discern the difference
between the two.
So yeah, maybe, you know, in your dream you may have envisioned a certain person being there, and now, you know, now that you're going through a certain situation, you're realizing maybe that person may not be able to go. Right. That doesn't mean that your dream shouldn't happen now. Right. That just means that person can't come.
That just means they can't come. They're not meant to be there for whatever reason. Right. But you can't even get stuck on the reason.
And I see a lot of people take that as bad motivation. Oh, yes. Well, if I can't get it with this person or in this particular way, then it's not meant for me to do it. Why am I even, you know, putting effort into it? And it's that for me sometimes, because it's like, that's the whole point. It's the journey. You don't want to skip out on those lessons in between, because it is about the things that you have to go through in order to get the thing that you really truly want. Exactly. If you're not willing to do that, well then you really don't want it. You really don't want it.
That part.
And that's just it.
You really don't want it. That's why you don't have the motivation for it. You're not going to be motivated to do something you don't want or you don't want to do.
Right. And there are ways that you can find that motivation for yourself. Like you said, you see that certain people were coming into your life, certain people were leaving your life. The people that were coming into your life, they did ultimately have something to bring to the table. Yep. That's something that you could have learned. You could learn something from them. You could you could show them something, and they could show you something. Yep. There's always something positive and something that you can grow from. Yep. And you're always giving that in return. And that should be motivation in itself.
But a lot of times too, as people are taking their journeys, we tend to feel like, oh, well, this person is supposed to come on my journey with me. This person is supposed to come on my journey with me. That's not necessarily true. You may really feel that way. But sometimes you have to realize that your God or the universe, whatever it is you believe in, is going to have to remove some people. Some people do have the wool over your eyes, or some people you're just not getting it. You're not seeing that they're showing you everything that they shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be along for it. But you're trying to push it onto them. You're trying to force it on them. You're giving it to them willingly, and they don't deserve it. So now
it's not in their power to even receive. Because
it's not for them. They weren't meant to be there for that long. They weren't meant to be held on for that long. They're going this way. You going that way. They can't come. And the fact that you guys split off at the fork of the road becomes it won't meant for me to do this then, because they not with me. They over there. No. That means that was their path, and this was your path. So you have to walk down yours. It's gonna hurt that they're not coming, because I know you wanted them to come, but hey, these roads intersect. You don't know if you're gonna meet down the road.
It's the comfortability of it all.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are becoming complacent in that comfortability. At times you can get comfortable in that.
It's easy.
It is easy, because especially if you're coming from, little means, or little resources, or if you're self-made. Like, I get it. You've had a lot of fucking downfalls and a lot of pitfalls and a lot of things that have happened that you had to literally crawl your way back to a place of stability. Right. To get out of survival into stability is hard as fuck.
It is.
And when you finally get to that point of stability and you're like, you can finally breathe. Yeah. I get that that's hard to get out of. Yeah.
Yeah, you finally hit that slow point of like,
all right, now I can take a rest. I know where my bill's gonna get paid. I got a little in the bank. Like, I'm not splurging. I'm not,
Right.
But I'm comfortable. I'm good. I can hold off. I can start to do a little more, things that I really want to do. So cool. You get rested in that. And you know that your journey is still not over. You still ultimately want that. But it's like, damn. Now I gotta climb this new
challenge, and I'm comfortable as fuck right here.
But what if I lose? And it's. I think it's the second and third tier motivation that gets people.
Because again, it's in layers.
Right.
Again, it's in layers. What am I always saying to y'all? You gotta peel back the layers. There are multiple layers to everything. Motivation is no different. The first step of motivation is acknowledging I got the motivation to do this. But that ain't the only step. That's just the first one. I'm glad you acknowledge that. I'm glad you can feel I'm motivated to do this. Right. Also, now step 2. Now step 3. Now step 4. Because as you get further along the process, you're going to need a different form of motivation.
And I never thought that would change for me. But
it's going to change. You need certain types of motivation for types of things. It's not going to be the same motivation. The same thing that sparked you to love cooking isn't the same thing that sparked you to love race cars. They're two completely different things. You know what I mean? Like that's not what it is. Or even if you're someone from one extreme to one low, you know, somebody that loves, I love skinny dipping with sharks, but then I love, I don't know why that was what out of my head, but that's what out of my head. You know what I'm saying? But they can be like, I love skinny dipping with sharks, and then be like, oh, but I love reading the American Girl books. Like, what, bitch? How are you? I don't know. How are you around here want to read books up in a cubby with the sun glistening down on you, and you gambling your whole fucking life away with sharks out here? Like, what are you doing? But there's a different motivation for each thing. It's possible she can like that, but what motivates her to love to read ain't what motivate her to go skinny dipping with the sharks.
Oh yeah, there's different motivations.
It's different motivations for everything.
I do get that.
And I think that's what fucks up a lot of people, because they expect to have that same motivation. And then when they lose that, it's like, oh, I'm not motivated to do it no more. Well, the motivation has to change, because now it's a little harder. You're getting a little deeper into the process. So now this level of motivation, level 2 motivation, is not going to work on level 3.
Well, yeah, I get that.
You have to adjust it and
I get that
change
in the sense
it.
of like with the analogy with the reading books versus the swimming with the fucking sharks.
Right. I was just trying to think of something screen.
But with reading, if you love the book so much, reading is a simple task of motivation to do. Right. Versus swimming with the sharks, there are different things that you have to go through in order to be able to get to that point. Right. And some would say, okay, well, is it worth it? Right. To you, it's worth it. So that motivation is initially there
for you to
go
do
that second and third and fourth step to finally be able to do that.
And then, you know what? You do it, and you're perfectly fine, and you got the motivation, and you accomplished it. Yeah. You accomplished it because you took the step of, is this worth it to me? Right. Other people ain't gotta agree with it. Other people ain't gotta like it. But is this enough for me? Does this motivate me enough to say, yep, I can do this? It might sound crazy. I know it's dumb. What was the show that was on MTV? Jackass. Oh. Every fucking thing they did on Jackass.
Yeah, they were complete fucking jackasses.
They was complete jackasses. But they had the motivation to do the shit.
And the funding and the people that went along with the dumbass shit.
Well, yes, but still, the fact to do it. Yeah. To do all of the crazy ass things that they did, it was a certain level of motivation, and people thought it was fucking crazy, and that's dumb. I would never do that. But they didn't allow that to stop their motivation.
As crazy
and as dumb as it fucking was. To do it. And it's that part that I feel. You know, there aren't enough of us who are willing to say, it's all right that everybody ain't gonna agree with this, or they think it's crazy, or they laughing. I like it. Right. I love it. You know, this is what I want to do.
So let's see how far I can go with it.
Shit, I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy to jump from here to a goddamn ironing board, but hey, I want to see what I'm gonna do to the ironing board, and I want to know if it's really gonna hurt the side of my body like that. Yes, I'm interested in knowing that, so I'm gonna do it. Hey, all right. Who am I? You are clearly motivated to do this shit. Do it. You got it. You got it. Yeah. But it's that part. You know what I'm saying? You have to have that motivation and journey.
Starting a publishing or a company or a podcast at this point seems simple. Right. It's child's play.
It's that part.
You know, well, not child's play in the sense of, I just, 1, 2, 3.
There's no longer the fear of, I can't do it. I already did it once. Right. Why I can't do it twice? Why I can't do it 12 times? Right. Why I can't do it 10 times?
And it's that.
I know more work comes with it.
Exactly.
The more that I add on to it, But that still don't mean I can't do it, because I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Because it's a motivation of being comfortable with failing.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point, there's going to be some failure in there.
Yes.
Regardless.
Regardless.
I mean, it's a play on numbers.
It's a process. Yin and yang.
Right. Like with every good, there's got to be some bad in that. So
you know what I mean?
To expect that.
Beyonce and Jay-Z lost money too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They lost money too. They made bad. Jay-Z told us in his songs. You know what I'm saying? The bad decisions that he made. So like.
But he still learned.
He still learned from it.
And he still grew in the process. And so now, if that opportunity comes again, he knows what to do.
That part.
So it's okay to fail sometimes. Sometimes you need to fail. Because then that's wiping the slate clean for you to do something else that can get you back on that path and even further than what you were.
Yeah.
Like, we're planning to do a lot of big things, in the coming years. And that initial fear of, oh my God, we're actually going to do this.
We're actually going to do this. Yeah, that hit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That hit.
But it's that hit, but it's that feeling of excitement, and it's also that feeling of a little bit of fear in it. Like, okay, well, what if we do this and it does not work?
I don't think it's fear. I think it's nervousness. You're nervous.
But you still, even in that, we still make plans. We still make contingency plans.
Right.
The event of something not going the way that we initially.
We still look at it for all the hard work. You know, there are ways to work smarter, not harder, but that's not always the case. Sometimes you just gotta put in hard work. Sometimes that's what it is. Yeah. And a lot of times people get caught up in trying to find shortcuts. I want to do this, but I want this now. So how do I get this instantly?
Right.
And that's how they get spammed, and that's how they get their money took. Because you get caught up in some bullshit that you thought was going to be your overnight, this is what's going to do it. And hell no, for this part, you got to put in work. Like, there is a course you can take that's free, but now for you to move to that second tier, you going to have to pay for this. You going to have to put in a little money.
And now you're like,
no. Well, this right here say, I ain't even got to do none of that. If I just pay this one time, I'm going to get everything.
Or let me just see if I can find another way. Well, why I got to be like that?
Right.
Well, let me see if I can finesse something to get something.
Sometimes you just gotta work.
Just do it. Just do
the work. Look at it, see what it is. And you know what? It's okay, what do I always say? To bow out gracefully. Yeah. It's okay. You can say that this is a lie and I don't think I can do all of this.
Rewrite the plan.
Hey, and maybe it's just you need someone to do it with you, to help you. Maybe you need to ask for help. Maybe you need to see who you can find that would be interested in this business idea or this opportunity or whatever the hell it is that you're trying to do, and say, hey, this is what I have in mind. This is what I want to do. It's going to require this. I'm willing to put in my work on it, but I know I can't do it all alone.
Right.
What do you think? How do you feel about it? What if we went 50-50 on this and we did this together? So, we split the work evenly. It's that.
And then now you have an actual motivational partner, because if it's a sound and solid plan that you have still come up with and that you've done the legwork to make sure that it can be a solid plan, then things should go relatively well.
Right.
If y'all in the same mindset, if y'all have the same, understanding. So.
But it takes communication.
It takes communication.
That part takes.
And it takes time. And nothing is going to happen overnight. Like and I've had conversations with people, and sometimes it's like to see the problem within yourself sometimes.
Yes.
You have to see it work out with someone else. So it's like you have this conversation with this person, and it's like, well, you say that this is your plan.
Right.
But you're not doing anything in regards to that. I'm just saying. Like, right.
So how
I get your mindset might be there.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Your intentions are awesome. Fine. But you're not actually doing what it takes to be where you said that you want to be.
You're waiting.
So what are you doing?
You're waiting.
Oh,
it's
well,
that
this
part.
and that and this and that. Okay, I get that. Life happens. Stuff happens.
It does. And it's always going to keep happening no matter what it is that you're doing. It's going to keep happening.
But at some point, that extra motivation has to come in, or that thought of, okay, I need to start doing something different because I'm still not where I need to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, it might be, 1 year, or it might be 2 years, might be 3, whatever time frame that you're putting on this goal. When it starts getting to that time frame, or if it starts getting past that time frame, or if you can't really lock down a time frame in which you're supposed to get this done,
that part.
It's like, well, then do you really want it?
Do you really want it? Is that really what you want?
And especially when the desire or the goal is something that can be attained. Like if it's, especially if it's a realistic goal.
Like,
I'm not saying like, oh, I wanted to make $10 million by the time I'm 25 and I'm 22. Like, nigga, stop. That's you're gonna need more time than that to get. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do that.
Right.
But that takes more time.
Right. And
because you can't get to 500,000 within the first 6 months, now you're just gonna quit the whole thing. Like, okay, well then, yeah, you obviously.
That's not what it is.
That's not what it is for you. You just want to be stable, and I get that.
Right.
So let's make a realistic goal.
Right.
But if your goal is to, I'm gonna have a car and an apartment in 3 years, and here it is, year 7, and
you still don't have a car and apartment?
Like, I don't understand. Like, those are attainable goals, and I get that life happens and it might knock you back, or your savings might have been depleted this couple times here and there. I get that. Completely get that. Shit happens. However, you still have to work towards the goal, and that motivation, you have to find ways to keep that motivation there.
And you have to be humble. Some people try to live way above their means. Your goal may be, I want to get an apartment and a car in a year, but you want your apartment to be luxury apartments, and you want your car to be a 2020. But your credit says hell the fuck no.
But you want to get this done a year. Like, you, at some point, you
That's
have to
not
say,
realistic. You have to look at, okay, what can I afford? I can get an apartment, but it's not going to be what I want at first, but it's still mine. It's still my apartment, and I still got it.
You don't have to stay there forever.
I got a hoopty, but I still got a car. Now that I did that first tier level of motivation for the apartment and the car, now I got to work to level up. Right. Now I want to get a better car. Now I want to have a better apartment. So now while I have these things, I'm going to go the extra mile. Now I have more room to do extra things and get what I need.
You said something important though.
What?
You said you're going to go the extra mile. You can't continue to want or level up in certain things and you're still doing the same stuff. At some point, you're going to have to start doing some extra shit to get the extra shit.
Level 2 motivation is not going to work for level 3.
Nope. You're going to have to do some whole other shit to get to that next.
And that's for all of us. And that's real.
That's
you have to understand that that's what it is. There are layers to everything. We're so comfortable with just sitting on the surface. We so comfortable with just, I'm gonna pull back layer 1, pull back layer 2, 3. Okay, all right, 3.
I mean, I'll do half of what it takes for 3, but I ain't doing the
I ain't doing all of that. I ain't doing all of that.
I still got, this is gonna be a lot, and I don't want to miss out, and I don't want to lose this. And these people are so important to me, but I know they're not gonna be able. So can I just stay in this little? You can't teeter.
Well, I know a girl that got to level 7 by doing half of the work on level 3.
No.
But do you know what she did? Are you ready to do that? Because there are shortcuts to everything. But
and there's a price for it all.
Are you
ready for that?
Are you ready?
Are you really ready for that?
You got it? You want it?
Right.
Because if you do, I ain't even gonna hold you. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead. If you can handle it, if you can travel them roads, You don't give a fuck. You can handle all that chaos and that extra and that trauma and all that come with it. You gone, shawty. I'm gonna take the long way. I'm gonna take the long way because that's just not for me. Nope. That ain't the road for me.
Nope.
But if that works for you, if you could get through that,
and by all means,
hats off to you.
Hey.
But then don't get to level 7 and try to shit talk us who taking the long way around. You took the easy way, bitch.
Or make it seem like the easy way is the better way.
Right. Like, what did you lose? Because some of y'all be losing y'all souls going the easy way. Let's just be real. Some of y'all be losing everything that you have.
And that
just for the easy way.
With religious and the religious aspect.
No,
it's
none
it's
of that.
Literally your whole.
You're giving up your entire self.
Yeah.
To this in the most fucked up way because the only pure motivation you have is just to obtain it.
Right.
After that, then what? You've already lost everything though.
Yep.
I want to make $100,000 and you legit took that short road that drug you out. You got $100,000. You got it. But that's all the fuck you got. You ain't got nothing else to move you forward.
Right.
Nothing else.
You have nothing else to fill up. You have no way to fill yourself.
No more.
So was it really worth it?
Was it? And a lot of people walk around and act like it is and act like they good, but we have to understand that we as human beings have a tendency to put up facades. It's a protection mechanism. We don't want people to see our weaknesses and feel like they can prey on us. You know, that's just a natural feeling that we all have. Everybody has that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want anyone to see our weaknesses because too many of us take others' weaknesses.
Right.
For their own self-gain.
Right. Yeah, you have to take a step back and look at what your true intentions are with your motivation and the type of motivation that you're allowing to influence you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you really doing this for? And if it's for something on, the nefarious side, well then...
Right.
I mean, okay, that's not something I agree with.
Right.
I understand it still, but understand even with that, there are consequences to that.
Right.
And that type of motivation.
Because everything that glitters ain't gold.
Yeah, you really have to evaluate, why.
I want the money.
That
and I can get the money by being a hoe. So I'm gonna be a hoe. Okay, you got the money, but was that really worth it? Like,
right.
Think about what you had to do to really get that, what you had to give up, what you had to sacrifice. But you were around other hoes, and you felt like that was the right motivation to take. So you took that.
Yeah, I mean, because even with the mindset of it though, because that is throughout the process.
Yeah.
Being in those types of situations. And yes, some women can do it.
Well, and I'm not even just saying women,
like but I've seen and we know of women that have taken it and have done good with it and have done bad with it. So we see both sides.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can give an objective opinion, but at the same time, it's like that's still not something for me. I can appreciate it, I can respect it.
Right.
But I know that's not for me.
Right.
Because I see now the types of things that they have to deal with, and I know me personally, that's not something that I would be able to do.
No, that's not what I want to do.
That's just that. But it's the motivation of it all.
Right.
I've seen some girls go down that path, and they have the right motivation. And they really do something for themselves. They go in for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
They make their money, and they get the fuck out. And now they have some real ass shit
because
they can call their own, and they can and because they had an ultimate goal that was not just that.
Because sometimes those are the only options. You know what I'm saying? We hate to admit that, and we love to say that
some
it ain't.
People are put in those
but
situations.
Some people are put in those situations that's the best they have.
Mm-hmm.
But they work through that to get better.
And they had the right motivation.
And they have the right motivation. Just like the ladies, it was some black women that I think they were both strippers. and they have been strippers for like 5 or 7 years, and they retired and bought their own trucks and started a trucking company.
Right.
Like,
who's gonna say stripping was not a bad plan for them?
Right.
It obviously wasn't a good plan,
and that obviously wasn't even the motivation.
Right.
That was just obviously okay. This is quick money, but this is the goal. This is where I'm going.
Right.
I'm motivated to this, not to this bullshit.
Exactly.
I'm just willing, and I understand I'm capable to put myself in a mindset to deal with it because I know where my true motivation lies.
Right. And it's that mindset that I can respect.
That part.
If that's what you're doing it for, if you could, we have a conversation and that's what comes out your mouth, then hey, I got you.
I
feel you. Like, any way I can help, bitch.
Listen,
we call my friends.
Right. I'm gonna tell you over here. We coming over here, bitch. What you said? What's your goal? Where you at?
Right.
All right, bitch. Look. We about to start this fight. Look, we gonna throw this party. My cousin's birthday next week, cause we finna all the niggas on me in here, girl. We gonna get you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to use what you have. You know what I mean? You do have to use the resources that you have, whether it be good or bad. It's the same way we watch all those fucking apocalypse movies, and shit is all fucked up and it all going wrong, and we ain't got shit. But what do? They make the best out of what they have. The conditions are not fucking ideal for nobody in those situations.
And you don't see nobody complaining and still getting what the fuck they want.
Right.
Cause bitch, you will die.
You will die. We don't even have time for this shit. We ain't got time for you to talk about, oh, I'm tired of walking.
All we gotta do is like,
bitch, we in an apocalypse. What you want? Bah. That's it. Moving on. Like, I'm done with you. We ain't even finna play this game. Like, you don't see what we got. Listen, cause I don't have time. You act like you don't see the fucking conditions we in. Like, it's just
you ain't complaining.
The fuck? Shut up. Shut dumb ass. The fuck?
I guess it was me you love for this movie.
That's all the fuck it'll be, I'm telling you.
Really?
Because that's the motivation of it all. Where's your motivation lie in this apocalypse, okay? Are you trying to fucking survive the best way we can, or you just trying to complain all your goddamn life? Because if you trying to complain, I'm going to kill your ass on sight. I'm going to just say that now. That's it. We're not doing this in no apocalypse. The world has already fallen to shit. I don't need your help with shit else.
It's just gonna be us two in the team. We gotta have somebody else in the team.
No, it's gonna be all of my soldiers. It's gonna be all the fam.
Okay. Well, they know.
The fuck? It's gonna be the whole EBTBS Lounge. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be.
Just
shit.
Just so you know.
Just so you know.
Complaining.
Don't come in this motherfucker complaining. We doing the best with what we got.
Everybody has a job.
Now, motivation. Okay? Listen, at the end of the day, you have to have your own motivation, guys. You have to have your own motivation. And it's so many layers to it that we're going to do more videos on it.
Yeah.
Because
even in our journey, we're still having to find different ways to motivate ourselves. Because this is all new to us.
It's a journey. It's a journey, and it's scary.
Right.
And it can be nerve-wracking at times, but it's those moments when you look to your motivation, you remember what motivates you, what's keeping you. Yep. And that's what's going to drive you to keep it pushing.
Even with all the bullshit's going on, because bitch, these past couple weeks, just alone, have just been... a lot. It's been a lot.
But still...
But yeah.
Gotta find something to motivate you and push you. Yep. And to keep you. You can achieve whatever it is you want to achieve if you truly want it and you truly believe it.
This too shall pass. So whatever is going on, however it's affecting you, there's nothing wrong with being still in that moment and absorbing it and you understanding fully what it means. And, you get past it, you work through it, you still keep a piece of it so that way you can remind yourself, just at little moments of, well, I've gotten this far. Today is a little bit better. Remember what last week and when it wasn't so great this week. I can see that, even if it's just keeping little pieces like that to motivate you to keep going, eventually this too shall pass, and you will get to the place that you want to get to. You will be able to do the things that you want to do. You will be able to live where you want to live. But you have to keep moving forward. You just have to.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.
I mean,
be Dory.
Yeah.
Be Dory. Always, throughout. And as always, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, that share button. Make sure you go get your merch. Y'all see the website.
Yes.
Y'all see it. Go get your merch.
And let us know what you do to keep yourself motivated.
Yes.
Like if there's any entrepreneurs out there.
Yes.
You know, because
how do you stay afloat in all of this? How do you keep yourself motivated?
Especially now within the pandemic, with everyone, you know, this. Just, I don't know, I just been getting like a negative vibe. Like, yeah, you still see the positive stuff out there, but it's just overall, even the Kevin Samuels shit, like everybody's just coming out with negative.
I don't know nothing about Kevin Samuels.
Well,
let me explain something to y'all.
They're still on.
I have really started straying away from bullshit. Like,
I feel like I'm
straying away from negative energy. I'm straying away from all of that because my focus has really been on just creating everything I'm trying to create, and I can only create that in a certain space.
Exactly.
That can only be created in a certain space.
But it's
at the end of the day,
it's hard to stay positive, and it's hard to recognize when something is turning into something negative. So it's always good to just be open and aware.
Very much
and that motivation sometimes needs to shift with that.
Yes.
So tell us how you shift with motivation. Tell us, you know, what it takes for you to stay on that positive path, to keep yourself grounded, so that way you can do what you need to do.
And everyone, not just business people.
Yeah, everyone.
Artists, because I understand you guys, EBTBS is an extension of something so much bigger. It is a part of the solely Umbrella Productions. That in itself is just any and everything that has to do with artistic expression. So our photographers, our painters, our drawers, our poets, our writers, our script writers, you know what I mean? Our comic book people. What do you do to stay motivated? What do you do in those times when you have that artistic block? Our designers, you know, what do you do when you're stuck on trying to figure out what is that design that I can do? What do you do when you're stuck on, I know I want to do this, but I don't have the motivation to do it, but I know I should do it because I know I can make it. I know it can be what I want it to be.
Right.
Tell us, talk to us, drop those comments down, guys, because we want to know, we want to hear from you. This is the lounge. We ain't just here to talk. We all talking. It's a conversation.
Right. Exactly.
Let's converse.
I mean, even if you don't agree, like, let us know why you don't agree. We're cool with, you know, different opinions.
Or that's what keeps it spicy.
Exactly. We love a good debate. So
yes, come on, bring it. Let's talk.
Just be respectful.
We love good vibes. We love good energy, and we love different minds.
Right.
So, as always, guys, it's your girl, Demi Love.
And Mama Lolly.
We out.
Bye.
Bye.